Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. I know I haven't been super consistent lately, and I do apologize. For those of you that are new here, I am in the process of moving. So things are scattered hither and yon and all over the place. I am not in my normal area as that has been dismantled. So I am sitting at my kitchen table right now and working on filming. So you will see this setup a couple of times because I'm going to be filming multiple videos to get them out for you all and try to be a little bit more consistent so you guys have some things while I am scrambling around. So the title of this video, as you've seen, is WIPS, FOS, and FAQs. So, oh, look at that. I am going to show you what I've been working on because even though I've been moving, I am still crocheting, doing all sorts of things, and talk to you a little bit about what's coming up. So, first things first, I want to, after you watch this, right, I want you to go over and check out Crafty Moose Sarah. She'll be linked up here and in the description box below. And I want you to check out her Happy Mail video that I sent her because that is what inspired what I'm about to show you now. So I was working on that project for Sarah in secret for a while. And I was working on it and someone noticed it and they were like, "Oh my God, that is so amazing. Can you make me one for a gift?" And I was like, "Sure." They were like, "I know somebody who would absolutely love it." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I made another one. You ready? I don't think you're ready. Ready? Say hello. It's so fluffy. Look at it. So this is by Cottontail Whiskers. That's the pattern. And it is a Highland Q. And so this will be going to its new home. And I'm going to put some pictures up here while I'm talking about the yarn a little bit. Because I did take some pictures of this one outside so I could send it to the person who is purchasing it for a gift so they can see what it looks like. So I made this out of I Love This Yarn. Yeah, I love this yarn. I love this cotton and Just Yarn Tweed. So I don't have any more of the I Love This Yarn, this color, because I used it all. I did put in some extra hair here and in here to kind of fluff it out a little bit. And then, of course, I had to stitch it together. So I have literally I had pieces, like little pieces left. I'm trying to see if I have, I don't have the other one. Let me grab this real quick because I have the other ones here. They were just too far away. Okay, so then the hooves are done in I Love This Cotton, just a brown. And I put bags of pellets in the feet to make it kind of heavier so that it would stand a little better. The pattern does not call for that. The pattern just calls for stuffing. But I took pieces of tights or pantyhose and put poly beads in it and tied them up. So there's little bits of beads in each foot. And you could do more if you wanted, but that gives it a little bit more weight, because after you put all this on and then you put the head on, this thing is heavy. Like, for an Amy, this is heavy. So I wanted to make sure that it would not be top heavy and not fall over. So this is it. And then this is the color that I used for the tongue. This is like a dusty rose color, something like that. It is I Love This Cotton. I know that. I've used it in several projects. And this is what I have left of it. But that's what I used for the tongue. And then this is the Just Yarn tweed that I used for the horns and the little nose. And this is the rust color. And it's significantly darker than what's showing up here, mainly because my light is a little yellow. Well, a lot yellow. But it is a brown, or literally looks like rust. But that's what I used for this. And I want you to go and check out Sarah's video for the inspiration for this one. Like I said, this is not my pattern, but while I was making her, someone else saw this and wanted it. So, Lala, you let me know when you want me to send this to you. Okay? And then I just want to show you, these eyes are so gorgeous. Look at those eyes. They're so pretty. Okay. So there's that one. And I did show this in my lives a couple of times. I did finish it a while ago, but I haven't shown it in one of these. And I'm going to pop up some pictures too. I took some pictures of it all spread out. This is the Hugs Are Free shawl, made by Jax from Creations by Jax and Trisha at Mama Swift. And I used the Mace of Skeins Nanny's Favorite. This is the Spade DK. So I had 4 of them, and 3 of them went into this. And then I did, this is Quince Pima Cotton. I got this actually at an LYS on clearance, the black. So I was super excited about that. The price, anyway. The cotton is really nice to work with. But I really think that the black is a nice pop. I had another color that I was going to use. It was Sugar Wheel Cotton, this like turquoisey color here. Right there. But I felt like it was I'm not a bright person in general, like as far as colors go. So if it lends a little bit of darkness to it, I'm going to tend to go for that. That's going to be my go-to. But I absolutely love this. It is wonderful. I don't have a plan for it as of yet, other than just to be beautiful for right now. But there is that as well. And the pattern I'll link below. I'll link Jax and Trisha down below. And the Hugs Are Free campaign that was started by Jaxie and Trisha will be linked up here in memory of Sharon, right? So there is that one. The next thing I want to show you are my Tunisian squares. So I have finished July and August. So that is super exciting. Let me get it out here. That's gotta find July. Is this July? Yes. Okay. So this is July. This is the reverse stitch. So you do the regular Tunisian, and then on the next row, you go in like the back hump of it. So it's almost like doing a third loop of a half double, where you get that ridged stitch, you know. So it basically, it folds it down like the third loop of a half double, but it is the reverse stitch. And that was July. And then August was the rib stitch, which I thought was really neat. And this square, I was laughing the entire time. Once I got to about here, and I realized that this entire half was going to be green, and then this entire half was going to be orange. If you know the two ladies that battle over which color is better, you would understand. But just the fact that it's literally, because this is 32 rows, okay? So this is 16 of the green and 16 of the orange. So it made me giggle a lot as I was doing it. But the stitch turns out really nice. So it's 2 purl and 2 knit all the way across, and then regular back and forth. But this is a really cool textured stitch. And Lynette at Charmed Grammy is doing washcloths for this instead of making the blanket. So both of these would be really good textured washcloths. They would be, and I have not blocked either one of these. So this one doesn't really need to be blocked, but this one obviously does, as you can see. But just to remind you, I am using the Mandala Ombre in the colorway Happy. And one cake got me through 7 months. So yeah, one cake got me through 7 months of squares. And then I have, 6.5 months, because this is, part of this is one cake. Part of July is one cake, and then the blue is the second cake. Yeah, so up to here in July, I got to with one cake. And then I started with the blue on the next cake. And then for the border, this is what I had left over from another CAL, the Pick and Mix CAL from Lisa Ladybird Loves. This is a Caron 1 pound in the color Sunshine. I do have another one of these. So, but I keep the small one with me because this will be enough to do probably at least 2 more borders, if not 3, because they're just single crochet borders. And then when it's time to stitch it all together, I will have the Caron 1 pounder to stitch it all together. It's the same color and all of that, so there's not an issue there. So I do have plenty of that. I may decide to do a different color, I don't know, but I do have plenty of that if I wanted to. And this is in my pink sheep bag, right? My pink sheep Halloween bag. There are more Halloween boxes up through the end of the month. So there's that. And the reason why I made sure to mention her is because I have been doing a test pattern for Evelyn over at Pink Sheep Designs. She is designing, she had done a crop top, then redesigned it to be more size inclusive, and then she wanted to do a bralette. So I'm going to put this yarn over there. I signed up to be a tester, and I was selected, which was awesome. So I made the bralette for the large, extra large size. And the cup sizes, once it's released, you'll see the cup sizes. You can do like a matrix and be like, this is my size, and then this is my cup size, and go over and see what size you need to crochet. But I did 3 of them. So I'm going to talk about each of them. This one is, I love this cotton, and it is in purple and dark denim. So these are the two colors that I used. And I used up the rest of the blue on something else, so I had another one. But these are the two that I used together. And I just held them double. And this is this one. And then I did this one in Fresh Haven. Oh, that got twisted. There we go. Did this one in Fresh Haven. And Fresh Haven is a lyocell tencel yarn. So some of the ones that you get will say lyocell on them. More focus, focus, focus. There it goes. Lyocell. And then does this one say tencel? Yeah, this one says tencel. But it's the same yarn, Fresh Haven. And they feel the same, like just because one says lyocell and one says tencel, it's the same thing. But they're changing the name over. So I held two strands together of that and did it in the color Iceberg and Ivory. Iceberg and Ivory. And these both have 180 yards in them. And I used a full one and then some. And just like with this, I used a full one and then some because the I Love This Cotton is also 180 yards. So, yeah. You'll need at least two of each one if you're going to hold two strands of a 4-weight together. So there's these two. And I have them tied because the tie for the back gets kind of long when it's not on you. So I just kind of knotted it there. And then the last one that I did was in True Boo. This was in a 3-weight yarn. So I actually held 3 strands of the bamboo together, right? And I used a 6mm hook to meet gauge because that was one of the big things is you had to meet gauge, but I crochet very tightly. So I had to go up in hook sizes because I crochet so tightly. But for that, I used the True Boo in the color Slate and the color Lilac. It'll focus. Oh my goodness, focus. Okay, well, it's not going to focus, but it's Lilac. Slate and Lilac. Maybe it'll focus on both of them together. Not my eyeballs. Nope. Okay, well, anyway. But I used 2 of the Slate. So I used 2 of these and then 1 strand of this. And the True Boo has 241 yards. And I did not use all of any of them. I mean, this is what I have left of 1. For some reason, the purple, I think I might have used some of the purple for something else. But I didn't, I used it for a scrunchie. That's why. I was like, but it didn't feel like I'd used any, so I was like, oh, okay, new one, good to go. That's why. I did use some for a scrunchie. So this is about how much you will have left. from if you hold 3 strands together. Now, I will say, out of all 3 of these, right? Out of all 3 of these, this one feels and looks a little bigger, but it's not. Like, it's the same size. And of course, this one looks a little smaller because of the thickness of the yarn. So it's something to keep in mind. But this one is the most comfortable. This one would be good in wintertime if you're cold. And it would also be good to wear, like, if you had like a button-down shirt and like you wanted to wear like a crop top sort of situation. This is very thick for me. I get hot very easily, so this is very thick for me. This one is more breathable, but it's still thick for me. It may work for you, and that's fine. And they're comfortable. They don't hurt at all. They provide good support. I mean, I've worn each of them for a whole day. Worked just fine. By the end of the day, it was a little loose on the straps, but otherwise, it was good. But this one was the most breathable, the most comfortable all day long situation, and it's made out of 3 strands of a 3-weight. So that's just my personal preference, just because I get hot very easily. And I like the way this keeps me cooler better. So there are those. Now, I have one thing that I want to talk to you about because I don't have it that I made. I made some soap savers for my son. He actually asked me to make him something, which was like, oh, what? And I was getting something for my Christmas Advent. And of course, we had to go by the yarn aisle. And he was like, Mom, I want you to make me some soap savers. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll do that. Because he is away at college now. So he's not home every day. And this was before I took him to the dorm. But he did ask me to make some. Now, I have this color. I have like probably 10 of these in this blue color. But he wanted to pick out his own yarn. So I just said, okay. Because they're like $1 something. These aren't the oversized ones. But I got, I didn't have this one. He picked this one out. And this is showing up really, really green, but it's not quite as green. Showing up as like a hunter green, but it's teal. And then this is hot blue. So I'm going to pop up a picture because I did take a picture of the 2 soap sacks that I made. And I'll put the link. It's a free pattern. I'll put the link in the description box below so that you can see it. And then, last but not least, I have my week 1 of my Turbulent Skies shawl crochet along from Spring the Fiber Enthusiast. Now, I'm super excited about this. 1, because of the yarn that I'm using. 2, because it's a beautiful pattern. And 3, because I love spring. But this is the yarn that I'm using. This is the hand-dyed yarn from Hobby Lobby. It is called Redwood Roaming, and it's 100% superwash merino. Now, I did not know, I thought it was a 2-weight. For some reason in my head, it was a 2-weight. And I was like, yeah, sure, I can use that. It's not, it's a 1-weight, which is fine. It's fine. I don't normally work with even a 2-weight. But this is what I have so far. It's so tiny. It's so small. This is 13 rows. Now, I do have to block it. I definitely have to block it and like get it to come out but I did follow the pattern. I just crochet really tightly. It's so tiny. It's like a little bib. I mean, this is only week 1, so I know that there will be more, but it's so small. This right here is why I don't use tiny yarns, because my stitches are incredibly tight and I try so hard. Like, I took the beginning of this apart 3 times, not because I messed up, but because I felt it was too tight and I was like, oh, but I can't keep a loose tension. So over time it would start to get tight again, and then I would just have to take it out. And then I was finally like, I'm just going to do it, and then I'll block it, and how it turns out is how it turns out, because this is for me. Because of the colorway. So I'm going to keep this one. I am. But see, if I get it to where the top is straight, then you can tell it's going to stretch some. But I am loving this. I will link Spring's playlist for the CAL. I will link her down below. I'm having a lot of fun. It's really easy to follow. And I actually am the kind of person that, oh, my book is in there. I will watch the tutorial, and I do this with BODS tutorials too. I know I've said this before. But if you're new here, then you don't know. I'll watch tutorial once without doing anything. Like, I'll just watch it. And then I watch it a second time and I write it down. And then I won't go back to the video unless I feel like I either didn't write something down properly or it doesn't look the way that I remembered it. And I didn't have to do that with this. She explains it very well. So I was able to write it down in a shorthand that I can understand and then work through it that way. So I haven't been around, but I have been busy, not only moving, but crocheting. I am crocheting still. And I don't have any questions this time. I know the video is called WIPS, FOS, and FAQs. So please feel free, if there's something that you would like for me to answer, either about myself or about crochet, please feel free to put it in the description box below or send me an email. I'm sorry that this is a little long. They're not usually this long, but I haven't been around in a while and I've been doing a lot. So I wanted to share with you all, and I hope that wherever you are, whatever time of day or night it is, that it's a good one for you. I will have some more videos coming up. I actually have stuff around me that I'm looking. I'm like, okay, what am I going to film next? What am I going to do next? And then you'll have some things so that we can be together, even though I am running around like crazy. Anyway, thank you for your time. I always appreciate it. Always, always, always appreciate it. Because you don't have to stop by and see me. You can go watch somebody else, but you choose to come here and watch this, and I'm appreciative. So, so appreciative. And I hope that you're all doing well. And as always, be the change you wish to see in the world. Ciao, Bella.